Hello, beautiful souls. Welcome back to my channel. My name's Rebecca, and today we are going to be working on a little bunny commission. This was actually my nephew's bunny. Her name was Alice, and she unfortunately passed away. And my nephew, who just turned 10, was just like, Aunt Becca, you're an artist. Could you paint my bunny for me? And how can I say no to my nephew? So this is going to be a little surprise for him, and I'm sure it's going to be very, very bittersweet for the family, but I really hope they enjoy it. I have never painted a bunny before, so there's a first time for everything. And it's really nice to get back into acrylics. And I decided, since little Alice has crossed the Rainbow Bridge, we'll just make it a little night scene with her just looking back over her shoulder like as a final bye. I'm sure he will not see the symbolism in it for a while, but I've also never painted. It's been a while since I've painted a night scene. So I had to get the brain thinking of all them pretty cool colors, because most of the times my paintings are pretty warm. But yeah, let's get to painting here. Little Alice was a rescue bunny. My sister-in-law actually found her on the streets of her neighborhood. And unfortunately, it was a little bit after Easter, so the poor little thing was probably dumped. But my family was able to capture her, and she was, y'all, the most spoiled bunny ever. They absolutely loved her. They adored her. She got along well with all of their cats. She was just a really, really special bunny. And just the sweetest thing, too. Usually when I come across bunnies, especially when their owners aren't home, they get a little aggressive. But not Alice, man. She was so chill, and she was like, sup? We want couch cuddles. We want all the things. So I was very sad to hear that she left our realm, but I was very honored to paint her portrait. I'm sure you noticed I'm approaching actually painting the bunny a little different than I did the background. I did the background with very heavy pigmented strokes, and the main subject I've really watered down the acrylic just about to where it's watercolor. I didn't want to overwork the rabbit at all since she's mostly white, and we're also backlit by the moon. So I was struggling a little bit trying to think of how to do this. And the best way I could think of was let's treat this like a watercolor. I think it added a very soft element to the rabbit, and I'm very happy with how it looks. It did take me a while to really build up the rabbit. As you can see, it is a very, very slow process to treat this like a watercolor. And I think if I ever did the rabbit again, I probably would not be so hesitant in putting down those colors. I would probably feel more confident having done a night scene. Well, having done this night scene to do another one a little bit more boldly. Because eventually I do start putting more paint down and trying to build it up. It still keeps its really soft look, which I love. And that is a mistake right there. But the good thing about acrylic is you can fix it really, really easily, which I do a lot. In general, I do a lot of memorial portraits, and these get really tough because, generally we don't take the best pictures of our critters. We're not professional photographers that sit down and are like, oh my god, the lighting must be perfect, the angle must be perfect. We take the most adorable skewed pictures ever of our animals. Like nose in camera skewed. And that gets really difficult, especially when the animal is no longer here. Now, I had some really, really good pictures of Alice to work with, as far as like seeing her body and seeing her coloring, but nothing really, nothing like this. I had to take several pictures and kind of put them together and even look at other pictures of bunnies on the internet to try and get the lighting down, to get the shapes down. This picture is just a composite compilation, hodgepodge, whatever the word is. I have not had coffee yet. This is just several bunnies put together to make Alice. And it works. I unfortunately was not around when my nephew got to open his present of his portrait of Alice, but I heard immediately back from like his older brother that happy tears were shed and that everyone absolutely loved it. So that makes my heart happy. I was afraid when I gave it to him. We were out bowling, and I was so afraid that he was going to open it and like start crying and be really upset because this was his first like big loss of a pet. So I was like, oh, please open it home. Make sure, your family's around, just so he can have that support if he needed it. But I was probably just overthinking. I should have just been like, open it! We can deal with the tears here. But that's okay. He loved it, and that is all that matters. And it makes my little heart soar. I am super happy with how this portrait turned out, especially since I have never painted a bunny before. A little later in the clip, it's going to show I put a little rainbow on her back. In my office, I've got a lot of prisms in the window, and when I set it up to try and like film it or take some pictures, the canvas was just filled with rainbows, and it was just, I thought it was so symbolic. So of course I had to add that little rainbow on her back. I thought it just added that little extra oomph to it. But here it is, all finished, and I'm so sorry I had to glare on it like the entire video. I need to figure out a better setup for painting. I have a easel somewhere, but it's somewhere. Let me know in the comments what you guys think of the little portrait of Alice, and of course, if anyone is interested in a pet portrait, feel free to message me and I can tell you prices. But I hope you lovelies have a beautiful day. Cheers!